Hello and welcome to the channel Gone with Gandalf, and this is a continuation of the previous episode's turn. I think it was episode 17, so this is the 18th. And I left you with Mauduf over there, having left the siege over here of our castle, and King Thranduil the Aggressive is living up to his name, and he is going to exploit this and try and take out the Dol Guldur capital over here, which has a sizable garrison, but I reckon it will be nothing compared to what we've got here. We've got some good units here, including the Galadrim guards. And other than that, for this turn, I think, we've got some units here that have moved from Southis, and they're moving to Erin Amdirion. They're going to retrain here, although I don't think we have the money to do it now, because we've got absolutely none. And this force here is the force that Sith Pantheon used to take Brown Boat, and they're going to move to Minas Lasglen to also get retrained before moving in with Legolas to go for Moria. And I think there's, so we've got some spearmen coming here to garrison Brown Boat, so Sith Pantheon doesn't have to waste away in there. And then Thranduil, he is going to be on watchtower building duty, but we will end the turn there. And there we have the Hornburg siege. Osgiliath is lost. Gondor's not doing very well. They're probably going to end up falling. But now in Parth Cymru, or Caimru, I'll just call it Caimru, we built the stronghold here, which is very useful. It gives us access to the marksman's range, or it would if we had some money. But for right now, I don't think we're going to be building anything. Rawberg also got a grain exchange, and Brown Boat had its thing repaired. Because the real thing that is happening here... Okay, so Mauduf went away, and then he came back. And if he does siege our castle of Dor Naurhach, then I think we'll beat him. But out in the field, particularly Thranduil, he will not be able to beat that army. But he doesn't necessarily have to. He just needs to beat Chieftain Gaznag here. So let's just move a bit closer and have a look at what he's got. Well, he hasn't really got a whole lot. I think we will defeat this pretty easily. So we shall go in. And rather than cutting this bit out here... Oh, there's a picture of Denethor with a Palantir. I did actually make a video on Palantir, so if... Palantiri is the correct plural of them. So if you do find that interesting, then go and have a look at that. I got some info from the Unfinished Tales on that, which is cool. Cool book. Well, let's try and get it when it's not foggy. Okay, that'll do. So, and we must reclaim our forests. So, Thranduil, you go there, and hopefully you can entice them. Now, we have fought this kind of battle many a time, except this time we have cavalry. And cavalry is going to help us no end, because we can actually hit their archers when they're trying to maneuver to hit us. So, and also we've got some Gurthine, and they can hide anywhere, so I'm going to put them over there on the side, and then they can come in and cause a rout, because they also frighten nearby enemy infantry. Now, they're a lot closer than I thought they were going to be. Are we on fire at will over here? Yes, we are. Oh, we got some thunder. So, there are the Mirkwood Hunters, and they do some damage to us, as they always do, but they won't do very well against cavalry. And now that we've got some, we can do that. And because Thranduil is shooting them, they want to turn around and fight us. Now, oh, they do actually have some maulers there. Well, let's just charge into them and see how they feel about that. I'm a bit sad that it's raining. It's not much of a charge. Pretty awful, actually. Well, let's get out of there before we get surrounded. Although that will probably prompt them to come and attack us now. 5% are down. They're not shooting back at us. Not yet, anyway. But they are making a beeline now for our army over there, which is good. The bodyguard unit is coming this way, which isn't good, because I'd rather he went over there. So we could assassinate him, because this cavalry isn't necessarily good enough for that. I'd rather use them to kill the ranged. Okay, we're just going to move our Avari spearmen over here beside our archers so they can then throw their javelins. And then hopefully maybe take, because they do have some javelins as well, they can maybe take a few javelin hits. Although Thranduil, I think I might charge him in over here. Oh, and our cavalry's been caught. Because I'm being a fool. By the Uruk bodyguard. Well, I mean, it's good maybe that they're quite far away, so then they won't be bothering us for a bit. But this cavalry, I think, we're going to just charge into the back of some Mirkwood goblins. And Thranduil's now been thrust into the melee. And they bring swords from Lorien. I'll tell you what, Gerthin, and you come over. Cavalry charges in the back of those goblins. Okay, they're actually coming for us, so... You there, come... Run away. Do as you're told. And you as well. Oh, and they're coming for our Gerthinen. Oh, and I've forgotten about the cavalry. Great. But, well, our swordsmen there will handle them quite well. Without taking too many losses. And the Gerthinen over there will be able to handle the Dol Guldur host. So let's just fire on into them. And, well, let's keep guard mode on, actually, because I don't want them to run into any enemy units should they go out of range, because they seem to be running this way and that. Okay, well, we see some Orc Maulers over there, and they're going for our Gerthinen. I'd quite like our archers to shoot them, specifically because now they are flanking Thranduil, who is a heavily armed target. But our cavalry is just making the enemy general run rings around, which is quite funny. I mean, killing the enemy general is useful because then these might actually run away, but we do actually want to kill them as well, so we don't have to face them again on the battlefield, on the campaign map rather. But I changed targets of the archers just so now we can actually charge these maulers with our cavalry. Not too many kills there. Well, quite a few. Because this isn't really a charging cavalry. They're not very good at it, but they, just as any cavalry, they can certainly do it better than infantry, so let's just charge into these Dol Guldur hosts then as well. So then we can free up the Gerthinen. These guards will, I mean, we'll run them over there so they get there faster. We'd rather they take on the bodyguard and then these Gerthinen can come round the side. They seem to be really going for our horses. And now we've got the Gerthinen coming in the rear. Watch the morale plummet on these maulers. They're currently eager. Steady. Will they run? Shaken, wavering. They do have their general nearby, so they might not run. But the morale shock of getting hit in the rear with a charge is quite something. They're wavering. They might break, but the general's running. They're all going to run now. Yeah. Well, we'll catch them all. Okay, we've actually got a bit of a situation over here because our cavalry's gone one way. I wasn't paying attention to the Uruk bodyguard, who is the actual only one that really needs to die. And he looks like he's going to get away. Unless... No, they're absolutely awful. I think the only way we're going to get them is by shooting them. Yeah, we're not going to get them. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh well.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
That was my own stupid fault. So that was a bit unfortunate. We didn't actually get the general, which is my own stupid fault. But it could work in our favour. Because we probably... I suspect that Mauduf will not allow us to lay siege on Dant'alad. And if he does lay siege on Dor Naurhach, then, you know, that's them all dead. Because looking at this now, there's nothing in there. There's the factionaire that just got away. So we shall have to see what they do. They don't like us very much. Now, in terms of buildings, we do have quite a lot of money. But I seem to remember that there was something else that was... What was it that I was trying to build? Oh, was it in Burauge? Oh yeah, it was the roads. So roads here would actually give us quite a bit of money. Like about 300 and so. But also, this is our main highway down into the south. So, whilst it is a very long way to train troops up here and then send them over here... It is going to be happening at some point or other. And also, it gives a lot of money. So we will be going for that. And we will get that next turn. So we're not going to be building any troops. Or building anything else. Although we can get some woodland sentinels here soon again. Which would be useful. And what else? What else? Well, we've got a market over there. I just don't want to certainly don't want to build anything here because it might not be like useful if they do besiegers. Then that's one turn that we could have used elsewhere, and I'd rather just have the money. I like freedom of being able to spend it in terms of if there is a crisis. So yes, we're not going to build anything because yeah, if there is a need to build something, then we can do that. And those roads will help us out a lot. Now, in terms of missions, I thought maybe we'd get a diplomatic one, but we don't have one. So I'm just kind of having Tithai Varason here to just kind of scout and see how this battle over here between Gondor and Mordor goes. It's not going very well. Gondor are going to end up losing. And Mordor are just going to end up steamrolling all the way through. And... So it really is quite annoying because Mordor will grow very, very strong, and the ceasefire that we have currently with them, once we take Dant'alad, it's not going to hold. They're going to come attacking us. So we're probably going to end up having to take the Black Gate or something and trying to help out Gondor. But to be honest, once they've lost Western Osgiliath, Caerandros, Calenhad, and oh, it's actually under siege. But anyway, if they lose Minas Tirith, it's kind of game over. It's just a matter of time. They won't recover otherwise. But that is everything for this turn, so I'm just going to end it. Okay, well, we actually got an alliance offer during this end turn from the Dwarves of Erebor. And whilst an alliance would be okay, I'd rather you give me some money for it, because you're reasonably wealthy. But I don't want to push it too far, so... Okay, well...
This was a disappointing encounter.
Well, that was very, very stupid of Dol Guldur because... Oh, we got 1,000 gold. Thank you. That was very stupid. I was just watching them over the end turn and they decided to attack Captain Bard of Dor Winion, who was somewhere over here. And because of that... they have no... They're dead now because I'm going to take Dant'alad over here. They're not going to be able to stop me with whatever they've got in here. We will be able to defeat that pretty easily. And he's not going to be able to make it here in time because next turn we'll be able to take it and he'll be too late. Although it is going to be quite annoying to deal with that because he will turn rebel and he'll start causing devastation, causing us a lot of income. So that's going to be quite annoying. But I don't know quite what... Well, I'll keep the spy on him. I'll put him on this bit of high ground so he can see maybe a bit further. But then we made a sizable amount of money last turn, 3,462. Presumably because he didn't build anything. A brown boat, we got the artist studios. So now actually the elven culture will be going up. So hopefully that will help in the public order here. But that's not quite enough because as you can see, 2% population growth. Absolutely no one living there. It's going to be an absolute age before this place becomes useful. But we'll build the land clearance with Sith Pantheon. And he can go and take that fort there. Because I think I'm going to use him to take out the unit of sellswords here. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. I think he might be. We'll give it a go anyway. Because I don't really have any other... I suppose we could pull these troops out to help. Because we've already pulled everything else out in this region. So yeah, why not? And then the Rontor here. I did kind of want to build a tower there, but I'd rather build towers over here. So how about we build one there?
We will need that one.
And then we'll build another one somewhere around here. So we get some sight range. Because as someone, I can't quite remember who it was. I think it was the Zesty Car. 2 videos ago he suggested that, and I agree. But what else can we build before I go on to the next turn? So we've already got the roads here. So I had a thought, or I had a bit of a think about what we should build, and in part, Cymru. I think I'm just going to get land clearance. It's cheap. Whilst we don't need the population growth, it does provide a small boost to income, like 60 gold coins, so why not? And then we've got these units over here to come and retrain, and then they're going to be sent off on Legolas's crusade. Now, here we've got some units to retrain as well, so let's do that. Anything else to retrain? Well, they're kind of holding the fort up there, so I might just leave them there. I do want to get those woodland sentinels. But I think that's everything for this turn, so I'm just going to end it now. Well, we've got another pledge of alliance with Rohan, Kingdom of. Now, I do kind of want to be allies to them. I'm not entirely sure. There's something in their lands in Fangorn that I'd want. And I don't know if I need to own one of their regions for that to work. But how about military access? Because they might be mercenaries. Nice. Now, over the course of the end turn, I was just having a look at what was happening. Oh, send emissary to Dol Naurhach. And I did notice that Gundabad have taken the Withered Heath, which is this region here. So they're beating Erebor, and they also have the Greylin Bales and Dane's Halls over here, and all of this as well, Upper Vales. And now they've besieged Beorn's Woods. This might become a bit of a problem because, as you can see on the screen right now, we've got absolutely no forces up here. And sooner or later, they might actually attack us. So there's something to think about. Well, we did lose some money, but that is to be expected because we built a lot of very expensive things and we got another Aragorn. Thranduil's Hall's got a market and Minas Lascalain got a barracks. So we can actually train some Maitur Ithawar and Warriors of the Forest. Okay, so I did say, remember that correctly, because I said that in my video that I just released today, or yesterday, and that went over the roster for the Woodland Realm elves, and how they kind of look with the changes that come with upgrading your armor in a blacksmith, and also the new units that we get from the barracks event. So, although I didn't show them all, I think I didn't show the Gate Guard, I only showed the Axe Guard. So, but the more exciting thing is, where did Mauduf go? Well, I saw him walking down south, And there he is. So if we just look at his movement range, okay, so he would actually be able to reach us next turn, but it's not really, we don't really care what he's going to do next turn, because next turn he won't have a faction, because King Thranduil, the aggressive, is finally going to end Dol Guldur. I know I've said it many times. I think this is the third video where I've said it. Well, now I am saying it. I deliberately didn't say it at the beginning because I thought I was going to be able to do it 2 videos ago. But they're just so difficult to kill. It's really difficult. But, like, you know, it is only the... We're not even on the 70th turn yet. So, whilst it feels like it's been a hard slog, I guess it hasn't. But equally, if I was playing another faction, I think this probably would have been done already. Now, we'll move the ram there. Although we probably won't be using them just yet, because the plan is that we're going to line up our archers and we're going to shoot over this wall and we're going to kill as many of them as we can before we even go in. Kind of like how you would in Warhammer 2. If you ever watched Legend of Total War, that's how he does it, and it's quite fun just to smash them with magic. Although I think we will just get rid of that gate quickly. And, well, the orcs are all running away. Although that is a really nice blob there to shoot into. We get a lot, it's like so many kills. If we just... Let's just hurry up and then shoot. This is actually a really nice angle as well. Because if they just gather in the plaza and blob up, we'll be able to do this very easily. Well, that's a nicer blob right there. And they're orc maulers.
Battering ram is in place. It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
Oh, the twangs of the elven strings. Oh. Killing many with each volley. Now shoot into that one over there.
Done well. The gates have fallen.
The gates have fallen. Is there an echo in here? After this, I'm going to be hopping into the weekly Zoom call, pretending we're in a pub with our friends. Now, the orcs are really helping me out by just blobbing up like this. Although them now being in loose formation is aiding them a little bit. Now, I did just have to pause for a moment there, because, although I probably cut it out anyway, but one of my dogs was barking a lot, which was making a lot of noise. So, that's the problem with having border collies. They're just very happy to tell everyone about what they're doing. But as we whittle away at all these forces, we'll probably be able to just waltz in there. Although only 40% dead. 43. Thranduil is going to use up the rest of his ammunition against the Uruk bodyguard. Thranduil's used up all his ammo. We've got a few more shots with the scouts. However, I think I might use them in case they blob up. Well, we're going in with the Galadrim guards. Our elite halberd unit, which has been borrowed from Lothlorien. Although now they're coming with their missile units. So let's get our javelins in there. Because actually, I'd rather them not throw javelins at us. And actually, unnecessary casualties aren't really something I'm fond of. So let's move Thranduil in and take out their general. We'll actually just hold position here, and we'll probably take only a couple losses, even to the orc maulers.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Brutal! Look at him, just hacking him down on the floor as his friends watch. They all fall. I don't think we're being very defensive, guys, so, I mean, who cares? Just go on in there. Thranduil will go and kill the bodyguard. And we'll just have the Gurthinen here as a morale penalty. I don't think we'll actually need to use them. Sentinels of Kerin Amroth. Their stats are pretty good. 1322. No bells or whistles, really. They're just very good at holding the line and making sure no one makes it through. I decided to bring the Avari spearmen round the side because I noticed they've got some Warg marauders, and being spearmen,
The enemy general
they
lies
have a bonus against them, so we'll just throw our javelins at them. And we'll take them down sooner. But nothing else really is all that fancy. Thranduil is just going to go in and mop up the rest, I think, probably on his own. Oh, brutal! Oh, I was on ×2 speed, but even so. Beautiful charge. The Galathrim guards, there's now 91 of them. I think there were 90. They probably lost, like, how many did they lose? I don't see very many. They maybe lost 1. There's 1. I think that was javelin fire. Yeah, they're absolute beasts. As long as they don't get flanked, anyway. And we'll watch these javelins go in. 72 before they throw. How many are left? 55. Almost 20 went down in the first volley. There's like a clicking, almost like from their reloading. And they've still got a few more. Click, 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 click. Oh, they're wavering as well. And the Elven horns bellow. Probably. Do they? Oh, there they go. And down they go. Pretty decent spearmen against pretty average cavalry. That guy is headbutting the wall. And I kind of forgot about the Sentinels of Kerin Amroth over here. We'll just charge them over there with their luscious green cloaks. Slightly different green to ours, but... And we'll just march in with our Galathrim guards into these Dol Guldur host. I'm kind of unsure whether or not to take them out of this spear wall situation. Let's just do it anyway. The spearmen over here defeated the wargs, unsurprisingly. We'll bring them around the rear. And then over here we've got the Sentinels of Kerin Amroth dealing death. They've got some nice green hoods here. I think when they upgrade, they get matching helms for that. So when we get them some blacksmithing upgrades. But then this will probably cause them all to die. We've got the Galathrim guards coming in for a rear charge on some host. Halberd's not so good on the charge, but well, I mean they did pretty well.
Our men are in command of the city.
Who's still fighting then? Okay, well there was a few orcs back here that were still fighting, but now they've gone down.
Clear victory.
Ah, no surprises there really. And down goes Dant'alad, and the capital of Dol Guldur, very far away from Mirkwood, indeed. And we're just going to occupy, I think. Lord of Dol Guldur dead, and we've reached a bunch of places. I think that's just a remnant of Third Age Total War, where there's like a fellowship campaign. But now they've gone rebel. Remnants of Ravanian. But we will have to kill that army, because otherwise they'll cause devastation, and that will have an impact on our income, it will be like here. And the reason why I didn't want to kill everyone is because we can actually already upgrade it, which would massively boost this area, because we might have to fight a lot of defensive battles here in the future. So by making it Elven, we'll have it will be similar to this, where there's like an actual wall around it with some towers that we can cheese with. But before we do that, we do want to do that, but I'd rather get an artist studio, because that we need to get the culture up before we can take Thranduil out of there, because they will otherwise riot and kill us all. But Brawler's Hall, we can't use that. 1,000. Everything else here are just orc variants of what we build. So we can keep all that, but let's just try and move Thranduil out. Yep, there's absolutely no way he can leave.
Come, my brothers.
But here we do have some mines, which aren't amazing, but it's still about 500 gold that we didn't have before, so that's very good. Faction destroyed. And that spy, I think... Oh, I'm getting attacked by dogs. They're coming in here. Oh, no. We'll move this spy over here because that rebel army isn't going to do a whole lot. But now we're in the city, I think we can sally out and defeat it if it were to attack us. But this region here that we can't see is probably, which is bordering Lothaur, is probably held by the Eastlings. So we will have to build some towers here or keep a spy out there. In fact, can we get a spy here? We can. Because both Mordor and Rhûn now border us, so that could end up poorly.
My lord.
And then over here we've got Captain Valpanbarion, and we're going to edge him closer to Captain Aradon, who will be taken out with the help of Sith Pantheon. Who, let's just move him there to build a tower. If they were to attack me, I think we might be able to beat them, but we just want to make sure. And he's not really doing anything in Råberg, he's not needed there. Although... let's build an artist studio there as well, because yeah, it's going to be a long time before that's very useful. Although we do have the dance guild in there already, but an extra 1% won't help, or won't. Well, it will help, but it won't hurt. Now here in Minas Lascalen, let's just get an army barrack. Or do we want an armourer? You know what? Let's just get that, actually. I'd rather have the access to the troops, and up here, although I'd rather get the Woodland Sentinels up here, because I just don't want to get caught by unawares by Gundabad, because now they've taken a few territories. If Beorn's woods here fall, then they might start seeing me as a potential target, because I'm quite weak, particularly in the north. But, well, let's just get the armourer then. Don't hate me for that decision. The armourer is useful because, you know, it makes all of our troops better that we train from now on. Okay, and... well, we don't really have a whole lot of money, but... we do have some forts over here, or a fort here. I think there's another one here, but it is in Anduin's lands. But we could probably just sneak in there and use it. And with the extra free upkeep that we would get, we can harbour quite a large army. One gold coin left. We'll have returned to Mordor. Dant'alad for a dance guild. Yes, please. Arkford sacked one ring is in Moria. Well, I don't know if I want to go for that. But we actually made some money last turn. Again. Which is... things are really looking up now. Wow, we've actually got a lot of money. Now, this is going to be the last turn. But this is the 80th turn. And it's taken 80 turns to defeat Dol Guldur. And as you can see, they're already causing devastation, which is 446 gold coins per turn it is costing us. And the Scorched Plains are indeed held by the Easterlings of Rhûn, and then the Dagorlad, the Battle Plain, is held by Mordor, and I think it's somewhere over here. So we are going to have to choose our enemies wisely, although they may choose us, because Mordor were of course allied to Dol Guldur, so they're not going to like us a whole lot. And then on the other side, Rhûn are both at war with our allies in Dale and also Dorwinion. And what are our relations? Apparently they're amiable, but I doubt it. With Mordor, they're so-so. They're going to end up attacking us. Similarly, Gundabad are probably going to attack us very soon, unless, well, they're still under siege, which suggests that Anduin can't break off the siege. They might take Beorn's woods, and at that point, they might attack us. So I think our next target... well, no, we're going to stick to the course, and Legolas is going to go, and he's going to take Moria. That's going to give us a lot of money to bankroll our future invasions, and then we're going to take Gundabad on, and then at that point, hopefully Dorwinion can survive, and then we're going to go into Rune and Mordor simultaneously. But yeah, this is the 80th turn. I thought it was the 70th. But if you look at our stats, 51 battles have been won and 0 have been lost. And still, it took us 80 turns to take out our primary enemy. And even then, we did have to use some perhaps cheesy tactics. But yes. Anyway, lots more to come. And now that we are actually making more money than we were before, because now we've taken Dol Guldur out, there's just such a vast expanse of things that we can do. I'm quite excited. But anyway, I hope you've kind of enjoyed this kind of different format that I've tried. Well, it's not really a format. I've just tried editing, cutting parts out to try and condense the information and content in these videos. Because they've been taking a while to get to the point, I guess. 80 turns, 18 videos. It's quite slow compared to other channels. So I hope that you've still enjoyed this. And like Banana Rama in the last video that I put up, he said he loved it. So there is at least one person out there that does love it. Or does love the content. So thank you very much for watching. Time Game with Gandalf now. Good.